Starlight Casino's You Are on Screen, your look into the world of film and television, brought to you by the Starlight Casino in New Westminster.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Have you ever been told that you look like someone?
Well, our next guest has. He has an incredible 2011 coming up. The Flesh Offering is on Super Channel in early January. The Lost Future premiering in 2011, and he's starring along with Mickey Rourke in The Immortals. His name is Corey Sevier, and we're freaking out because he looks so much like Colin Farrell. We put him in the back.
Now, this is not the first time that you've heard this, that you look like Colin Farrell. You actually met him before at the Toronto Film Festival?
Yeah. I was walking by with my girlfriend. She's a big fan of Colin Farrell, and we look over and say, oh my gosh, he's sitting there. And she's like, okay, you know how many people told you look like him? You have to go over and say hi. So we stopped and saw he was the nicest guy in the world. And then we're walking away, and I look back, and he's going, he just has this little like, huh. I'm like, all right, it's not just me.
Well, it's great.
It's
you could be
uncanny.
If you weren't so successful in your career, you could be a stand-in at pretty much any point, right?
Might still be the go-to. No,
it'd be the whole.
I would, in all seriousness, I'd love to work with him because I think he's a fantastic actor, and for us to play brothers or something like that, would be really awesome.
We're going to leave him there for the whole interview because it's so crazy when you look at it. Yeah. We have to start talking about some of the things because 2011 for you is going to be a crazy year. When you look at all the things that you're involved in coming up in a calendar year, that's got to feel pretty good to see everything coming up.
Not every year is like the one that I've had, and I feel very fortunate for that. Not only for the quality of actors I worked with in the projects, but they were all completely different as well, different genres.
Yeah.
Stuff that was medieval, stuff was 10,000 BC, playing Apollo.
Give me the phone.
I'm gonna hit somebody.
I know. I'm scared you're gonna Naomi Campbell somebody.
Now, and it's funny because we're going to talk about a couple of the projects. The Lost Future is one. Now, this one you shot in South Africa. You guys were very dirty. The other one was called The Flesh Offering.
That's right.
Where did you guys shoot that one?
Montreal.
And it was freezing.
We see the film, we are in the trenches, in the snow. It was minus 30, and the biggest challenge was making sure my mouth didn't freeze.
Minus 30.
Oh, and we shot a lot of all nights because it's a horror film. So we were in the freezing cold, and we were shooting in cabins where they didn't actually have heat. So if we're sitting in front of a fire and I look like I'm going
That's not acting.
That's not acting.
And they're like, the sound guy's like, okay, all your lines are starting to hum like this because your mouth is. So it was a challenge, but we had a great crew.
So how do you do? Do you guys have to stay somewhere warm and then you just run out and do a scene?
They'd have warm-up vans. We'd be sitting in there with our parkas. We'd run out, shoot it, and while they're setting up the next take, we'd be running back to that.
Well, but I mean, it is kind of nice, right? I mean, to have that extra sort of tool, whether you intend it or not, as an actor, is nice because it sets that scene for you, right?
Absolutely. Well, and the thing is the snow and all that was part of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, and the horror creature in the film is the Wendigo.
Okay, let's back it up. Tell us about the Flesh Offering and the whole basis and the plot of the film.
Well, basically, it starts off, you think it's a typical horror movie. 6 guys and girls go up to the cabin to hang out, snowboard, have fun. They start getting stalked by this evil creature. This evil creature happens to be a real-life Aboriginal legend called the Wendigo. And the director was an Ojibwe native, and he very passionately wanted to not only tell an exciting horror story, but also educate people on this legend. So there's a lot of that in it, too. It had a lot of depth, and the scary thing about this Wendigo is that it feasts on people who have a dark side or who have sinned, and my character has done some very bad things.
Well, actually the worst.
But a lot of the characters, you don't see it right away. Like they're young, they're having fun, everything else, but that underbelly to their personality isn't.
Well, that's the whole thing, and that's what really appealed to me about the script, is you kind of think it's these guys just having fun, but every character had a really in-depth, deep, dark secret they were keeping.
And it makes you think, if I were in this cabin, what is the secret that I'd be chased after for?
What's your Wendigo secret?
Yeah.
Exactly, and so it makes you think a little bit, too, which I really liked about it.
Okay, why don't you set up the clip for us? And yes, it's freezing in this clip, but tell us what we're about to see.
This is a point a little later. We've been partying all night. The next morning, one of the girls is missing. So everyone's gone out, but also I'm having a little romance going on with this character. Yeah, so there's a little bit of that in there too. So
even when people are missing, there's still time to mac out, right?
This tells you something about my character. He's still trying to make moves on
the
Yeah, she's missing, but you know what? We're kind of alone right now. So,
if we all die, I don't want to die.
From the Flesh Offering.
So anyway, we're in a shed and horror ensues.
We're in a shed.
Yes! That was awesome.
That was not funny.
Yes, it was, because the look on your face was priceless.
You're lucky I don't kick your ass. What are you doing in here?
Killing time, waiting for the others to get back.
Look, I'm sorry about last night.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, I went outside. I found a nice little snowbank to kneel in. I'll be fine. I cooled off. It's too much information.
A little bit awkward. I was looking at some of her sketches.
That was creepy.
The movie has a happy ending.
Everybody's fine.
Totally fine in the end. That's good preparation. You're about to fly back home to Toronto, where it's
extremely cold.
Extremely cold.
I don't have a nice parka like the one they gave me on the set, so I'm a little worried.
What are you doing? We're going to talk about your other project, but is this a Christmas break for you? You're going?
Yeah, gonna have a bit of a break and then heading down to Los Angeles in the new year.
Is it
Nice.
true that you're a Leafs fan?
Yes. Yes, I am. But I like Vancouver Canucks too. They're my go-to team if the Leafs are out of it. So.
There we go. Oh, that feels so much better.
Okay, we have to talk about some of the other stuff. We wanted to, that was really good. The Lost Future is kind of a juxtaposition to what we just saw because you guys shot in South Africa, but maybe you can explain the Lost Future.
When you're not freezing cold, you're dirty.
You're dirty.
And I'm dying of heat because I'm running through the jungle in a leather skirt.
Aren't we all in the end?
Yes.
So this is interesting because it's not. I mean, the first thing when I saw it, because I hadn't read the background on it, I thought it was
Caveman.
set in the past. Like,
That's the whole thing. We want you to believe when you watch the film that this is 10,000 BC. And then you quickly find out that actually it's 500 years in the future. And to set it up briefly, humanity has regressed back because medical advances, we're always trying to make everything better.
Oops.
Went wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone turned into crazy mutants. And it's outlandish, but it's actually kind of like 20 days later, meet I Am Legend.
Well, and you're a very physical person. You've always been involved in sports and everything else, and there's a ton of that in this as well.
And I have to say, we worked with some amazing stunt guys on this, and they allowed me. I mean, I always, when I go into projects, I want to do my own stunts, and I can honestly say that everything in this is me
You did
fighting.
it all yourself?
So it was, there was cuts and bruises, but I love that stuff.
Well, I always thought, like, when you look at some of the fight scenes, and it's intense and it's physical, and people are stabbing, bludgeoning, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there's got to be, no matter what, people make mistakes, right?
Yes, but like I said, it was very controlled. They did a great job. I have nothing but good things
Very
to
controlled.
say.
You only get one shot.
Now we have to talk
That one
about
actor,
the Immortals, because you got the chance to work with Mickey Rourke. When are people going to be able to see this? What is it all about?
It's going to be a huge film. It was done by the producers who did 300, and it's going to be coming out November 11th, 2011, 11/11/11.
Nice.
So it's a good day to remember, and it's all all the Greek gods are in it. It's all about the
Shot
mythology.
in 3D. The cast in this is just like all
I
the
just
way
felt
through.
honored to be part
And
of
Mickey
such
Rourke
a
too.
Well, Mickey, I mean, what can you say about that guy? He's playing the villain. He's going to scare the pants off people.
I bet he will.
I'm just really excited about it.
Well, congratulations on everything.
Sorry, we have a caller that's just requesting
Colin
one more
would like to
barrel
talk to
shot.
you.
Just one last one. Just.
It's just so weird. Thank you so much, Corey.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great Christmas. Have a great holiday,
Same
man.
to you
Thank
guys.
you for joining us.